So, this movie is trying to make me think. It's trying to make me choose between Wonder Woman and this film. Yo, what is going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, aka the Clockmaster. Right now I'm going to be doing a review to Spider-Man Homecoming. There's going to be a spoiler-free review first, then I'm going to dive into some spoilers. So I'm going to let you guys know when I transfer from spoiler-free stuff to spoilery things. Alright guys, before we get into the review, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new and you do happen to like this type of video and you like what you see. Make sure to subscribe, check out my social media links and everything else in the description box below. Don't forget to leave your comments after. Anyways guys, let's get into this review. So, this movie is trying to make me think. It's trying to make me choose between Wonder Woman and this film. And I really don't want to choose because they are both fantastic films. And after tonight, man, oh man, this film was beyond amazing. There's just so many comedic moments and just so many great, awesome moments in this film that you just gotta sit back and just enjoy every single thing. And I'm gonna go over some things as to why I like this movie, maybe some negatives, maybe like minor negatives or so if I have any, and then we'll dive into the spoilery things. So basically, essentially, man, this movie, and I'll tell you why I like it for the great reason. Cinematography, great as well. They have really amped it up a bit from Civil War. Now, this has kind of been like a main discussion of mine for a little bit because the Civil War coloring and the color palette and stuff in that film was really dull, gray, flat, muted, desaturated colors and everything in that film, and everything else before, well, of course, they had Iron Man 1 and 2 and Thor, all were shot on film, and then they transitioned to digital stuff, and that's when things started to get messy. But I don't know if that was Marvel's intention to make it dull on purpose, to kind of get that feel of you know, this stuff is going down and the Civil War things are going down and, you know, everyone's fighting against each other. I don't know if that was their intention, but then when we go to Guardians of the Galaxy 2, well, actually starting from Doctor Strange, that's when it really started to get better, in my opinion, than Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then now they're continuing here with Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, for Sony and both Sony and Disney to come together to really make this possible for Spider-Man fans like myself and many others, it's just amazing. I say this a lot when people ask me why both Spider-Man and Black Panther are my favorite characters for Marvel of all time, because Spider-Man was literally the first comic book I've ever read in my life. The Amazing Spider-Man comic book, my grandfather had it years ago when I was really young, and that was the first comic book I've ever read, and I've been hooked on Spider-Man ever since. All in all, guys, I digress. But this is visuals amazing. Obviously, the score now. I got to talk about the score a little bit here now. So Michael Giacchino, I've spoken a little bit about him before, but Michael Giacchino, he's known for Doctor Strange. He did Up. He did Zootopia. He did a lot of films, and he returned here to do Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, he made the Spider-Man Homecoming suite, which is such a great compilation of both Spider-Man's theme song, this new theme he created, and the Vulture's theme song. And I was listening to it a lot too, especially on the way home, and I just loved the blend, and the entire score is just really great. It's a nice uplifting score. Giacchino always does a great job. Oscar nominated and won a lot of Oscars and things like that, and Grammys and things like that. So this guy's been working for a while in this area. So he always does a great job. I did not doubt anything. Once I heard that Michael Giacchino was going to jump on board, he's jumping on this Spider-Man Homecoming project, I was like, yes, okay, we're good with that. I'm good. I just really love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I made a dedicated video about this as to why I think Tom Holland is the perfect Spider-Man we have ever seen so far. I'm just going to basically summarize that video into this little splurge of moment here. Tobey Maguire. You got to respect Tobey Maguire. One that kind of really, you know, shaped a lot of modern superhero films and stuff like that. He's the one that kind of really got a lot of people introduced to the superhero movie world and stuff like that. So, Tobey Maguire, gotta respect him. Great Peter Parker, bad Spider-Man. he wasn't really a good Spider-Man to me. He had the nerdy Peter Parker thing going down. He definitely had that for sure, but as Spider-Man, when he had the mask on, didn't cut it for me. Andrew Garfield now, a lot of people love Andrew Garfield. Whatever, he did his thing. He came in, did the 2 movies, did his thing, but he was a bad Peter Parker to me. I think he was a little too cool for school. He was too cool and, you know, whatever. And then when he had his mask on, he was a pretty good Spider-Man. He was a really good Spider-Man. Now, the difference with Tom Holland, when he comes on the scene, he's both a great Peter Parker and the Spider-Man. So you're having that nerdy, awkward, cheesy, smart, dorky, really corny Peter Parker when he has the mask off. And then when he has the mask on, same thing, but even worse. And there's so many moments that I want to talk about. I'm talking about in the spoiler section, that he just comes in, and it's typical Spider-Man, teenage Spider-Man that I grew up with, that I know, that I love, that I read in the comic books when I was a kid, that I've seen in some of the animated TV shows. Definitely that type of Spider-Man, for sure, hands down. Loved all the references, all the jokes. It was enough intensity. There's a big plot twist in this entire movie that I did not see coming. It hit me more than what happened in Wonder Woman did. This thing, I did not, I'm gonna talk about it, I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming, and that plot twist, the way they did it really worked. It was just amazing, guys. All the action sequences were over, but just amazing. The visual, like I said, back to the visuals, all that, the action sequences, the choreography, everything about this movie was great. I went with my friend Dylan. You guys see me, I did like a video, I did 2 videos with him. We're going to the Garden State Comic Fest this weekend. Look out for videos about that. And I went with my sister, and all 3 of us went, and there's so many things going on, and both Dylan and I were just like, you know, every couple of times, because it was just amazing. I had so much fun. You know, recently, you know, Wonder Woman, I had fun there. Baby Driver, I had fun, and Spider-Man Homecoming was just tons of fun. Marissa Tomei did a great job as Aunt May. She did a really good job as Aunt May. She's given this, I'm older, but I'm hot type of vibe going on, you know, it's like, you know, I'm old, I'm not really gonna flaunt myself off like that, but you low-key really hot. They had some scenes there too that they were really addressing that, so I just like that they were making fun of the whole situation and everything like that. The chemistry between her and Tom Holland was just really great. I think all the cast members did great, man. Zendaya, I keep forgetting the guy who plays Ned, they all did great, man. That little friendship that they had going on through the film was believable. It was real. I understood it. It made sense. It resonated with me. It was great. Now, on to some minor negatives. Now, these are some negatives that I kind of have a little bit with this film. The relationship, or the whole love interest that Peter Parker has, it didn't really do it for me. It wasn't really believable, and it just didn't really do it for me. I didn't really get a sense that, you know, her presence wasn't really made known. And yes, there's moments where Tom Holland's just like, there's moments like that, but it's not really like, you're not really getting too many of those moments. There's, like I said, there's the gawking moments where he's just like, there's that kind of stuff going on. But their relation, well, I'm not getting into spoilers, but their connection rather didn't really make sense to me. I didn't really get along with it in a way. So, but besides that, I mean, that too, and then there's the whole aspect of the Tony Stark thing. I understood what they were trying to do. Some parts it was more annoying, but then throughout the rest of the film, I kind of understood what they were trying to do. There's different versions in the comic books where Tony Stark is a mentor to Spider-Man. So, that in itself wasn't too, it was more of like I just gotta get used to it kind of thing. But other than that, everything else was perfect, man. The use of the AI, the Friday AI, the whole brand new suit, the whole concept, the story, the visuals. It's a reason it got a 93% Rotten Tomatoes. It's literally the best Spider-Man film I've seen in a long time. It wasn't depressing. It wasn't sad. It didn't have any gloomy Uncle Ben moments that were just like, you want to cry and depressed and sad. It didn't have any of that. A lot of the friendships, a lot of the motives, a lot of the things, the jokes, perspective, everything just made sense. You got to understand Peter Parker a lot more, and everything else like that. So anyways, guys, that does it for my spoiler-free stuff, guys. This movie, someone did remind me that I could talk about ratings, so just in case you are concerned about ratings, you want to know what it is. Obviously, it is a PG-13 film. It's a Disney product. It will be PG-13, so you got to worry about that. There's one little thing I don't really want to talk about that happens with the language, but it's nothing really bad or anything like that. But it's PG-13, just in case you were concerned about that. Anyways, guys, now this is what, like I said, this is where I end. I'm going to be talking about spoilers right now. So if you care about spoilers and you don't want to get anything ruined for you, please click off this video, go watch the movie, and come back. Add this to your watch later list or something like that. Then come back and watch the rest of this review. If you've already seen the movie or you don't care about spoilers, let's get right into it. Once again, be warned. If anything gets ruined for you, it's of your own doing. So the way that Spider-Man was just walking around doing his little things, jumping around, that beginning scene where they're starting off with Spider-Man vlogging, Tom Holland vlogging, it was just such a great perspective of seeing Spider-Man's viewpoint during the whole Civil War thing. It's kind of like an Easter egg to, you know, referring back to the events of what happened in Civil War. Him vlogging, it was just a great representation of Peter Parker and that spunky kid, and you know this, and you know, even the moments when he's texting Happy and you just see all those messages, it's just like, yo, this guy's annoying. But you know, it worked and it did a really good job too. I mean, but all those scenes, I mean, that whole beginning sequence was just amazing, and then them transferring, you know, him just showing his excitement, just wanting to get out of school. He just wanted to get out of school, and everything else, he's completely forgetting all about that. He wants to put the Spider-Man suit. That's the little scene right there in the alleyway when he puts the suit on, he's changing his clothes off. It gives a good, like I said, perspective of what it's like to be a superhero and have to change costume, change their clothes all the time, how long it takes. They kind of did that with Deadpool when, you know, kind of exaggerated with Deadpool in that one scene in Logan where he's in a telephone booth and trying to put his suit on. They kind of did that kind of thing there too, but I liked how they did this here. Him putting it on, him swinging, and then it just shows his life, how boring it was, him playing around, trying to stop the robbers, trying to get used to being Spider-Man. And that's what I really liked about this, just him going around the city, just being quirky, just doing his thing, using the web shooters. I even loved the points when he was in the school, and they show you him making new formulas for his web shooters and his spider web, which is really cool. There was even scenes too where he, you know, had his old suit and some old spider web formula in the actual school, like he's raising. I'm like, how's no one seen it? They don't have they don't have cameras in the hallway. This guy is walking in and just lifting up all those lockers and then just picking those things. So that was just amazing, man. I really enjoyed that. But bruh, I'm trying to think of anything else that I missed before I talk about the big plot twist in this. If you already seen the movie, you already know what I'm about to talk about. I'm trying to see. Oh yes, it's Atari Tech. You know, them going in and showing, you know, explaining Vulture's motives. That's something I didn't mention in the spoiler-free section, but showing Vulture's moments, understanding his perspective, understanding what, you know, what was driving him to do what he was doing and why he was doing it, and you kind of understood his motives. You understood everything. It wasn't like he was just this villain. He just grew up and just wanted to be evil. He had his job taken away from him. He had this other thing happening to him, and he has to do what he has to do to survive for his family. And then slowly he just builds up. And in that one scene, oh my God, we're just gonna talk about it right now, yo. Them revealing to us, because Peter Parker finally gets the courage to go up to Liz and ask her, you know, to go to homecoming dance with him or whatever, which I thought he was gonna do and he didn't do it. But he asked her to go, and then he shows up at the house. Next thing you know, guess who's Liz's dad? Vulture himself. That was a major twist. Everybody in the theater was just like, dude. Everybody was like, yo. I remember Dylan was next to me and I was just like, yo. I had like an extended yo. Yo, I don't know if you guys are following me on my social media. Like you saw, I was doing this thing with Captain Phil. We made a meme. I had that face, bro. When that scene came up, I was like, bruh. I was not expecting. At first I thought it was like maybe Vulture probably found out who Peter Parker was and just probably had them hostage. You know, that typical cliche type of thing. Probably had the family hostage. But no, you found out that that was her father. And I was like, yo, dude, the way Peter Parker, the way he was looking at him, just like... that scene, it was super intense. And then them driving Peter Parker and Liz in the car, and she's just like, oh, he has an intern with Tony Stark. Oh yeah, he's always disappearing. Oh, he's always this. And then they had that connection. They're looking in the rearview mirror, and he's just sweating his mess off. And then they're just looking back at each other. It's like, dude. And then he's like, let me have the father talk or whatever. She gets out the car. He pulls up his gun, and he's like, look, you saved my daughter's life. I'm gonna let you go, but if you keep coming back, I'm gonna kill you. Yo, that thing was super, and he made him apologize to him too, bruh. That thing was crazy, man. Now we gotta talk about the ferry scene too. The ferry scene, I love that entire sequence. I loved what happened. You know, with everything, well, I don't know the fact that all the people were falling down, but you know, everything there. And then actually, before even that, there's a scene I forgot to mention earlier too, when Vulture suit, when he's trying to face the Shocker and the other guy, and they're trying to sell stuff to Aaron Davis, which I'm gonna talk about that too. The Prowler, Donald Glover's character. He's trying to sell stuff to him, and then they're chasing him, and then he goes up, and then the parachute comes out, and then he goes down, and then this, and then Tony Stark is in some foreign country, and he sends over the suit to save him. That was pretty cool too. I like that they were doing that. It shows how much, and I loved how Tony Stark was you can see that he's trying to be this father figure, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to be this father figure, and it made sense. It was believable. I enjoyed it. It was really, really good. And at first in the trailer, it's just like, why is he being annoying? Why doesn't he not let Spider-Man do what he does? But you see, we're already thinking of Spider-Man as this experienced guy, but he's only been doing it for like a year maybe, or a couple months really, you know, and it's just right after Civil War, so he's really inexperienced. So as you watch the movie, you kind of understand, you relate to that whole father mentor type of vibe that Tony Stark was having with him, and you kind of relate with that. But then right after that too, we find out later on that Donald Glover's character, he said, no, I don't want any of these arms, I don't want any of these weapons in the streets, man. I got a nephew here, bruh. Dylan just looked up at me. He was like, Miles Morales, Miles Morales. I was like, yes, Miles Morales' uncle. Now, I'm gonna talk a little bit about this in my you know, Easter egg video I'm gonna make after this. But it's Kevin Feige already said that Miles Morales will be involved in the MCU, but it was just a great, you know, nod to Donald Glover voicing Miles Morales in the animated series and that kind of thing. Then people wanting Donald Glover to play Miles Morales in live action for a while now. So that's kind of just been a rumor and a wish kind of thing amongst fans who really wanted that to happen. But that scene was really cool. There's so many Easter eggs, which I'm going to go more deeper in my Easter egg video. Also, the relationship with, you know, you see the Peter Parker starting Spider-Man having this relationship with the AI that's installed in his suit. You know, we know it's Friday, but then he calls her Karen, and they're having this little thing, and it kind of becomes like his second best friend in the movie. And I liked it. You know, it worked. It was great. It was funny moments. All the funny moments worked, even when they were going out in the elevator, and it was a serious moment. And Karen is just like, Peter, now this is your chance to tell her how you feel. And it was just, it worked, and it was comedic, and it was nice, and you know, all the references, the jokes, the MJ reference, and we'll talk about that in the in-depth video. It was just, I mean, it was just all fun, man. It was really a lot of fun. The spider webs, all the scenes worked. It's just honestly a really great film, guys. I can't really say that much more about it. You know, I may do a live discussion at some point, maybe next week, maybe. But all in all, guys, man, I really enjoyed this film. 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't see why not. 10 out of 10, man. Really, really enjoyed my time watching this film. You guys should go see it. If you didn't watch it yet and you somehow just watched some of the spoilers, that's not all of it, but some of the spoilers. And obviously, if you've already seen the movie already, you've been at this point. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Make sure to subscribe if you are new and you enjoyed this sort of review here, kind of one directional discussion. don't even know what I'm saying right now, man. Anyways, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Clockmaster out.